Hello, friends and family. Welcome to Creating This Home. Welcome. If you are new here, I am Kayla, a married mother with 5 children, and today I am going to be tackling my trashed house. So today's video is going to be solely dedicated to 2 rooms, which one being my boys' room and the other being my eldest daughter's room. We are going to be decluttering, we're going to be cleaning, and of course, organizing all of the chaos and mayhem that is happening in their rooms right now. So I will be tackling their area rugs, their beds, their dressers, so many things in this video. So if you are a fan of decluttering or just getting things done, make sure you stick around. And without further ado, let's get started. All right, friends, so I'm starting off in my boys' room, and earlier today I rearranged their room just to give it a new pick-me-up or a refresh, if you will, for the start of the new year, because Lord knows if this room did not need it. So I'm just starting off with just making their beds, and while I'm doing this, I'm actually listening to a podcast that is specifically targeted for mothers and the community around mothers, as well as, just women in general. And it's about finding balance and knowing your boundaries when enough is enough and when too little is not enough, So I was listening to this podcast where it really explains balance and it breaks it down, because we all need a sense of balance in our life when it comes down to being a mother, a homemaker, a stay-at-home mom, or, a homeschooling mom, or if you don't homeschool, if you're a working mom, work from home mom, it doesn't matter, just finding the appropriate balance in your life and applying intentional boundaries so that you can make sure that that balance stays in place. So it's just, for an example, like, I am a computer science student and I also homeschool all 5 of my children. So I don't really have enough time in the day to get everything done outside of being a mom and, a student myself. So whenever I do tasks, I know that I can break tasks down and say, okay, I can get this done on this day, or maybe I can save this for another day, or do the things that bring me joy first. And that is like tipping the scale of my balance. You know what I mean? Like bringing, a medium, a happy medium to where I need to be as far as like balance in my life. I don't have to do everything all in one day. I don't have to get all the things done, and if I don't get all the things done, feel like I've just failed at everything. So it's quite an interesting podcast. I've never been a podcast girl before, but something about this one definitely piqued my interest, and I will leave it linked down below if I can find it. If I cannot, I will just write the title and the name and where you can find it at. But it's really interesting, and being on the subject of motherhood is just such a blessing, because it is so often that I hear people say that they struggle, or it is so often that I hear people say that they don't have balance, or they're not able to find boundaries, when it comes down to being a mother. So it's either the one extreme or the other extreme. Too much yes, not enough no's, not enough yeses, and too many no's. So it's just one of those things in life where, you really have to navigate it the way that it fits best for your family. And that's something that I figured out, being a mother now 13 years. It's just, you really have to look at the bigger picture and the broader perspective of things and say, okay, what is going to work for the needs of my family? Because not every child is the same. Not every mother is the same. We all respond differently, and we all do things differently, and what works best for one may not work best for the other. So it's all about finding the appropriate balance, and that's what I'm working on this year. It's just finding that happy medium in life where I'm not overly given to my kids And at the same time, I'm being a present mother at the same time, because I am a giver. I will give and give and give until I have nothing left. So making sure that my cup is completely full while I'm giving versus half empty or empty. You don't want to be a dry well trying to give. I mean, that's just never going to work. So overall, just finding a healthy balance in life over this next year is definitely a New Year's resolution of mine, along with just loving on my family more and just being more present in the moment with my family, and instead of rushing, because I am one of them that I definitely try to. I don't break character when it comes down to things that need to get done. When things need to get done, especially when it comes down to my children's education or my own education, I do not break character. I make sure that things happen. And when I'm in the rhythm of getting things done, it's just move out of the way because I'm going to make it happen. Rain, sleet, shine, or snow, however it may happen, that's just what it's going to be, because I know that education is important when it comes down to my children. And they are the reason why I'm in school right now, is because they motivated me and encouraged me to go back to college to get my degree in computer science. So they see me in school, and I have really good students. My children see me in school, and they may see my struggles, my highs and my lows, and that just motivates them to get things done in their own school day. And while I'm homeschooling my children, because I'm very much involved when it comes down to homeschooling, while I'm homeschooling my children, I just want to find a healthy balance when it comes down to, being teacher and being mom, and, knowing when to separate the two, because you do have to divide the two and make sure that they are getting a healthy dose of what they need for education. At the same time, of course, you have to be present as a mother. So, for me, being present as a mother is definitely a big goal of mine. And it has always been, since I've had children, a big goal of mine, just to be present. But I am now making sure that my children's toy chest is all good. And I know you guys see the chaos that is happening around me, with me throwing more laundry in with their already dirty, massive pile of laundry, which I got done the next day, and they absolutely helped. They made sure that it was washed, it was dried, and we all folded it together, because laundry, again, is one of those things that I really enjoy. So, anything that sparks joy this year, I'm definitely for it. So I'm just going to continue to get my boys' room cleaned and decluttered, and we're going to organize and just make sure everything is looking nice and neat for them, for when it's time for them to come in later on and go to bed. All right, friends, so I have made my boys' beds. I have also cleaned up their toy area, and now I am working on their desk to make sure that it's free of any debris or dust or lint or anything that could be up here. So I am just feeling incredibly thankful and blessed to have the balance to be able to do these kind of things for my children, because I know that homemaking can be made out to be so tedious, and it can feel that way sometimes. But again, having the right and appropriate amount of balance while doing such things is what keeps the joy in homemaking and what keeps the joy in doing tasks or big jobs like I'm doing today. So just remember, mamas and papas, that you are doing a phenomenal job when you take on the task of doing chores or dishes or, whatever the chore may be, vacuuming, wiping things down, relocating furniture, whatever it may be that you're doing, whether you're reading to your babies at night, giving them baths, or, maybe it's the laundry, if I haven't already said that. But, just reward yourself with knowing that you are doing a phenomenal job. And not only are you doing a phenomenal job, but raising little people it was never meant to be easy. So with that being said, just have grace for yourself and make sure that you are definitely rewarding yourself by telling yourself that you're doing, not just a phenomenal job, but what needs to be done so that you could keep your household together. Because so often we let things fall by the wayside where we're just like, oh, I'll tackle this tomorrow, or I'll get this done tomorrow. It doesn't have to be that way. Break it up into parts. Do the parts that are most pleasurable and most enjoyable for you, and then tackle those harder things. You know what I mean? But just start with something to get you in the rhythm of doing said task or whatever it is. It's hard enough just to be raising small people, putting more pressure on yourself and telling yourself that you're not good enough, or you just can't, or you just are not feeling like it. It doesn't have to be that way. And in this case, you have a friend here on YouTube that is rooting for you, that is letting you know that you are not just awesome, you are great. Whether it's just you giving your children a bath and changing their clothes and getting that laundry in the washing machine. Maybe it didn't make it to the dryer the same day or the same night, but at least you've got one foot in the door, and that is all that matters. So I'm going to continue wiping things down, like my boys' dressers, and then I'm going to move on to just tackling things like getting their keyboards together, because my kids, especially my boys, own multiple keyboards. They like to game with their keyboards. I mentioned before that I taught my kids how to code, so they love being able to just code with their keyboards, as well as they love to be able to make games. So my oldest son, he makes games, and he actually plays his own games that he makes. So I see a very bright future for him in the software or the tech industry or the gaming industry, and he is just incredible at everything that he does when it comes down to anything technology. He is just a bright kid and I can't wait to see where his future takes him, because I know that it will be in some type of tech industry. So which I'm proud. My mama's heart is proud to know that, he's so young and he's so into computers and technology and building and coding, and he just enjoys all of that. And my heart is bursting with love for him, just bursting at the seams with love for all of my children. But, just to see him tackling and wrestling with his future today and making sure that he can certainly have a position in life where he's comfortable. It's just been a huge blessing for me to be able to encourage and support him and let him know that he's doing an amazing job. And you see here, he's got 50 million keyboards, not literally, but he's got a lot of keyboards that he uses for different things. And every time I touch these keyboards, it brings me so much excitement because I know what they are doing for him and I know what he's capable of doing with these keyboards. So I'm just, feeling grateful and feeling thankful, and just being able to get their room again nice and refreshed for the new year is bringing me so much joy, and I'm loving it. I'm loving every bit of it. Moving forward, now I'm just vacuuming their floor and just getting it all together and making sure it's nice and clean for them for when they come in tonight. And I'm telling you, my boys are so thankful. All of my kids in general are just really thankful kids, very grateful kids, and very humble kids, because anytime I do one of these little makeovers on their rooms, they are just so excited and so thankful, and they just shower me with so much love. And as a mama, that just makes my heart explode. It really makes my heart explode. So I'm going to finish vacuuming their room, and then I will show you exactly what it looks like. All right, friends, so now that we have finished up my boys' room, we are in my oldest baby girl's room, and she loves to keep her room quite quaint, calming, relaxing, because she is an artist. She draws both organically, digitally, and also on paper as well. So she just really enjoys drawing anime and characters and so forth and so on. And I am really proud of her too, because she is self-taught in everything. Not only are my kids homeschooled, but they all have their things that they love doing. Like my boys love to code and build games. My oldest daughter, she sews, and she also loves to draw, and she's picked up drawing by her own nature. No one forced her to do it. She hadn't even been exposed to it. It was just something that she started doing on her own, and she became really, really good at it. She is self-taught, and I couldn't be a prouder parent of my children. I am just so thankful that they have their own things that they are interested in, and it's a bright future for all of them. A very bright future. So I am now in her room, and we're going to give this room a little pick me up and refresh as well for the new year. So I'm just starting out with cleaning off her dressers. And again, I did the same thing in my daughter's room that I did in my boy's room, which was I rearranged her furniture before I started filming, and then I started filming the process of cleaning and decluttering and organizing and making sure that, all of the old papers and she doesn't have toys in her room. So all of her fabric that she wasn't using, because again, she loves to sew, everything that she wasn't utilizing that could go, that's what I got rid of. And of course, my children are a part of this process. I don't just go willy-nilly throwing their things away. I asked them, and I allowed them to come in and let me know what they do utilize and what they are not using. So, it's a process between all of us, and it's been challenging because, when you deal with children and they believe that they need everything, or no, I still use this, and they haven't touched it in like 6 months, and you're like, no, you do not. So just being a mom and just letting them know that they can get rid of some things so that they can make space for new things has been, really interesting to share with them this year. Because my older ones, they understand, but my smaller ones, they're still in that stage where, mom has to just shut the door and just go to town and just declutter, because they will hoard any and everything that they can. My younger two, who are 5 and 7, soon to be 6 and 7, they are only 13 months apart. So yes, those two, they have a habit of just wanting to keep every little thing, any little paper and every little thing, which is a blessing because it just means that they treasure those things. But at the same time, it's, we can get rid of it. It's okay. They need to know that it's okay to get rid of some things so that they can make room for new things. And they've gotten that concept now, especially after Christmas, where before Christmas we donated, and after Christmas, they had so much that they were like, we don't know how we would have had all this stuff. Thank God we were able to donate and give to other kids. And I was like, see, that's the blessing of being able to get rid of some things so that you can receive new things. So, they're learning, and everything is a learning curve. I wake up and no day is the same day. So again, finding that balance with my kids and finding the balance in life as well as in homemaking and being a wife and a mom and a student, just finding the balance is just what brings me so much joy, knowing that, I can get up and tackle the day and do things like this, giving room refreshes to my kids. And, that is enough. It's plenty enough. So taking part in this room refresh not only brought me joy, but it brought my daughter so much joy. And that's all I can ask for as a mom, is that, my children have joy in their hearts, and that they are loved unconditionally, and that I am doing my part on their behalf. And I feel like I'm doing a pretty good job. So I'm thankful for that. Now I have moved on to making my daughter's bed, and I picked up some things from our local Big Lots, like the sheet set that my daughter really wanted, and she really enjoys this color green. It's like a mint green, and Big Lots has some really good prices, so I was so thankful for that. I got her some new pillows as well as some new decor pillows, and she also got a new blanket to go on her bed. So I'm just going to get all of this put together, and then you will see what it looks like. So now that baby girl's bed is all made, I'm just finishing up with just putting her knitted blanket on the end, and this is going to top off the look for her. I can't thank God enough for having the means and the finances to make sure that my kids are okay. So I've moved on to her bookshelf, and this is her bookshelf where she keeps all her typewriters and her books. Of course, my daughter is an avid reader. She devours books like it is nobody's business. She goes through many and multiple series at a time. She loves, anytime you see her, if she's not drawing because she's an artist, she is certainly reading. So she has certain collections that she likes to keep in her room. The other kids are able to access these series as well, but they know that they must return them back to her whenever they're finished, because not only is she an avid reader, but she is just like me. She will give and give and give until her well is dry. And even when her well is dry, she is still trying to figure out how she can, continue to give. So I have to let her know sometimes that, baby girl, you don't have to give away everything, because, sometimes the small kids, they ruin her things, and not on purpose, but they may have one of her books and they're not careful with it. And she's very meticulous with her things. Like, she's very careful with all of her things, and the way that she loans it to you is the exact way that she expects it back. And I don't blame her. I do not blame her at all. Again, boundaries. So yes, I'm just getting her bookshelf all put back together, and it's looking nice and neat, and I'm just so thankful. I say that all the time, and I'm just one of those happy people, full of joy, full of blessings, and just thankful. So I've gotten her bookshelf put back together, and it's looking phenomenal. Much better than what it looked before. I can't say that it's Pinterest worthy, but it's her type of worthy, and that's all that matters, is that my daughter enjoys the way that I put it back together. So now I have moved on to her desk, and I'm going to do the same thing that I did to the boys' desk, and that is just to take off everything and just give it a good dusting and a good wipe down before I bring her chair in and I vacuum. So my baby was absolutely thrilled to have her room made over, and not only just to have it refreshed and made over, she was absolutely thrilled to have new sheets on her bed, you know, a new comforter that she just was in love with. And her room turned out to be absolutely gorgeous, and she picked out the room colors for her room when we initially brought her from upstairs with the little girls and gave her her own room. She just picked out everything, all the wall decor, all of her dressers, and all of her bedding in her bed. She picked out everything, and she went with these neutral colors, which went with everything. And you can see that she's just done a wonderful job decorating her room. I had absolutely nothing to do with the things that she picked out. She picked it all out, from the cork board to the way that she hangs her headphones to the mirror that is on top of her bed. She has done a phenomenal job decorating her room, and I think that she may have that in her future as well, as just being an interior decorator. So she does it for herself. She moves things around all the time. So it's just beautiful to see that she's multi-talented in so many things. And my Layla is just an amazing little girl. Thank you all so much for sticking around as I gave my boys' room a refresh, as well as my daughter's room. We have successfully decluttered, organized, as well as cleaned all of their things up today. I just want to say, if you have not subscribed yet, make sure you hit that subscribe button. Also hit that notification bell so that you get notified each and every time that I do upload, which is every Sunday and Tuesday. Give this video a big thumbs up if you like this type of content, and I will see you all on the next one. Bye.